Andy Carroll, the part-time West Ham footballer, has been criticising his club's own fans for being part-timers. This occasional striker, seemingly made out of glass, reckons Hammers fans ought to stay until the end of matches, after seeing the London stadium empty well before the end of a 41 humping by Liverpool. Andy Carroll should look at himself rather than criticise fans for their contribution. Apparently, they should support us no matter what. No matter how rammed Stratford Station gets after their club was moved to an athletic stadium, where you need binoculars to watch your team getting royally and routinely gubbed on their own turf. But why the hell should they stay? Spare us all the suffer little children sermons in the idea that watching football is an endurance test. Andy Carroll should not expect fans' blind loyalty if they keep playing poorly. Slaven Bilic has been replaced as West Ham boss by David Moyes, but fans might have to be careful what they wish for. Supporting your club is not about holding back salt tears and defiantly kissing the badge in the bleakness. Sure, leaving early to avoid the traffic when the match is still in the balance does seem seriously weird. It's a gamble. West Ham co-chairman David Sullivan admits the appointment of David Moyes as Hammers boss is a gamble, yet many of us frequently leave early when our team is being eviscerated. I did it only last week and felt infinitely better at the thought of the 11 bloke squad just ruined my evening having to applaud a bank of empty seats. 2 years ago, me and my mate Dino left after 37 minutes when our team were 30 down. This having already seen our keeper sent off and the hopeless second-choice goalie literally jump over the ball to concede the third. It was freezing cold, it was Dino's birthday, and we decided that, since I'd weaned him off bottled lager and onto decent grown-up ale, we'd both rather go to the pub. I imagine there are plenty of West Ham fans who felt similar priorities lately, and West Brom supporters too. Any Hammers who wanted Slaven Bilic out probably should have been careful what they wished for. Now their owners have appointed David Moyes, whose team emptied Sunderland's ground far quicker than Bilic's ever managed at the London Stadium. But that doesn't mean Baggies supporters must button their lips just because Tony Pulis has often overachieved. Should you perceive football entirely as a results business? Is previous Sunderland manager David Moyes the right man for West Ham? It's actually been 12.5 years since Pulis was last sacked, a decent run for a manager who rarely tap dancers into team meetings whistling "There's no business like show business." Yet West Brom's Chinese owners are now considering pulling the trigger on the Dark Lord of the tactics board. This has come after Baggies fans bombarded their manager with chants of "Get out of our club" and "Tony Pulis, your football is S." These supporters keep being told by the Brotherhood of British Punditry that they are ungrateful and have unrealistic expectations. Which is okay for the pundits to say when they're being paid to watch football and only have to witness West Brom occasionally. Slaven Bilic felt the pressure and the Hammers finally axed him as boss. It's quite different when, after a long week at work, you are spending a vast percentage of your hard-earned money on actually supporting a Pulis team. 4 centre-halves, 3 holding midfielders, 12 completed passes to Manchester City's 2,587. I don't know, this column doesn't really do stats, but you've seen Pulis teams, you get the gist. So why on earth should West Brom fans have to lump it? Their club has won leagues and cups, been thrilled by Cyril Regis and Laurie Cunningham, but they've also seen them in the 3rd division and being stuffed at home by Woking in the FA Cup. Goals of the weekend: watch the finest strikes from Saturday and Sunday's Premier League games. They're certainly not glory hunters, but they probably go to the Hawthorns in the vague hope it might be unpredictable and/or entertaining. It's not about suffering. You do enough of that all week at work. This is supposed to be the fun part. Pulis' most recent sacking, in the first of his 2 spells at Stoke, came after the club spent little money but finished respectably mid-table in the Championship. But it came soon after Pulis' binary phase, when, between October 2004 and January 2005, Stoke's results were 10-0-1, 0-1, 10-0-0, 0-1, 10-10, 10-0-0, 0-1, 0-0, 0-1, 0-1, 0-1. Tony Pulis is under pressure at WBA, but more for performances than results. 15 games, 5 goals scored and 7 conceded, and never more than a total of 1 goal in any 90 minutes. If you know any die-hard Stoke fans, you'll have to ask to see the medals they were given for sitting through all 22.5 hours of that. Or perhaps supporters don't actually get the George Cross for stoicism. And perhaps we should stop telling them how to feel. That's a bit rich. Spare a little change for the poor old British managers. Perhaps their LMA union could record a charity single because there's a world outside your window and, quite frankly, it's a world of dread and fear.